Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to the special edition of the Match of the Gathering Market Watch. It is that time of the week again to count down the 10 hottest cards of the week. And no surprises here. Phyrexia all will be one having a huge influence on card prices. You're going to see that throughout the top 10 today. We won't see cards from the new set in the video since it hasn't been out for a week yet. We don't have a good baseline for prices. Starting next week though, you'll see them rolling into these videos. As always, our top 10 is based on two things: percentage increase in the values of the cards, and an increase in the amount of sales that occurred over the course of the week. Quickly, before we get into the details, just a fast reminder, if you go to FlipsideGaming.com, you can use the Heroes promo code to save 10% on orders over $10. Currently, you can pre-order Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One products there. And remember, for your orders over $100 or consist only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Also, whenever you use the Heroes promo code, it does support the channel, which is always appreciated, so thank you. And without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 10 is Ground Rift. It goes up $2.61 this week to $5. That is a 109% increase. This has seen a little commander play, but not much else until now. Caleb Schur put together a Venerated Rot Priest Storm combo deck for Modern that could potentially win on turn 2. Venerated Rot Priest is one of the new cards from Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One, and this new deck runs 4 copies of it and 4 copies of Ground Rift in the main. Seems like a pretty sweet deck. We'll have to see how it does in Modern going forward, but right now many players are trying to build it, and many speculators are grabbing key cards like this one. Number 9 is Viral Drake, up $2.73 this week to $5.70. That is a 92% increase. Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One brought back poison counters and proliferate, and that's why this is hot right now. You see this a lot of times in Attracts the Praetor's Voice commander builds, which are even more popular now because of the new support those builds receive from Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One. In addition to poison counters and proliferate, the set also brought us an oil counter mechanic and some cool new planeswalkers. Additionally, you are seeing Viral Drake now in commander builds around new cards from the main set: Tekuthal Inquiry Dominus, Azuri Stalker of Spheres, and Venser Corpse Puppet. Number 8 is Contagion Engine. The list copy is up $2.38 this week to $14.87. That's a 19% increase. The Scars of Meriden copy is up $2.78 to $15. That's a 23% increase. Here's another card being pushed by Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One for the same reasons we just mentioned. This is a solid commander card and combo enabler in several builds, like Attracts the Praetor's Voice again. It's also showing up in a ton of new commander decks around cards from Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One: Azuri Stalker of Spheres, Tekuthal Inquiry Dominus, Skrelv Defector Might, Venser Corpse Puppet. Additionally, it's a good upgrade to the Corrupting Influence commander deck, and I have seen this in fresh builds around a couple cards from there: Ixhel Scion of Atraxa, and Vishgraz the Doom Hive. Beyond that, this was in an XL build as well as an Azuri Stalker of Spheres build on an episode of Game Nights this week. That might have brought even more attention to it. Number 7, Myr Propagator. This goes up $2.91 this week to $4.81. That's a 153% increase. Myr are back in Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One too, and because of that, this card and others are moving up. The set has brought us a new Eternal Legal Legendary Myr called Urtet Remnant of Memnarch. There are a lot of commander players trying to build around that card now, picking up cards like this, but there's also a lot of speculators trying to grab some of these key Myr cards as well. Additionally, to a lesser degree, I have seen this in commander builds around a card from the main set too: Graz Unstoppable Juggernaut. Number 6 is Inexorable Tide. The Scars of Meriden copies up $2.20 to $11.93. That's a 23% increase. The Modern Masters 2015 copies up $3.21 to $12.95. That's a 33% increase. Here we have another card moving due to the new and returning mechanics in Phyrexia All-Will-Be-One. You also find this card in Commander Attracts the Praetor's Voice builds, and it is in builds around new cards too: Azuri Stalker of Spheres, Tekuthal Inquiry Dominus, Venser Corpse Puppet, and it was mentioned on an episode of the Command Zone podcast this week as a card you might want to play in Tekuthal builds. And if that wasn't enough, it was in the Azuri Stalker of Spheres deck on Game Nights this week too. Number 5 is Artificer Class. This goes up $4.33 this week to $15.89. That's a 37% increase. And this is from the Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate Draconic Descent commander deck. It did get a bump in commander play with the release of the Brothers' War. It did fit into a number of new commander builds around cards from there. Generally, though, it is a solid commander card that only has this one printing so far, and this is getting additional commander play in Urtet Remnant and Memnarch builds at times as well. Number 4 is Sword of Truth and Justice from Modern Horizons. It goes up 463 this week to 29.35. That's a 19% increase. Another proliferate card moving up for the reasons we discussed earlier. You see this in Atraxa Praetor's Voice commander builds as well. And you are seeing this in a bunch of builds around cards from Phyrexia All B1. Azuri Stalker of Spheres, Tekuthal Inquiry Dominus, Karumonix the Rat King, Skrelv Defector Might, Venser Corpse Puppet. It's also a good upgrade to the Corrupting Influence commander deck, and it was brought up as such on a Nitpicking Nerds video this week. Plus, it's also showing up in fresh builds around Ixel Scion of Atraxa as well. But wait, there's more. It was also mentioned in an episode of the Command Zone podcast as a card you might want in Tekuthal Inquiry Dominus, and it was in the Azuri Stalker of Spheres and the Ixel Scion of Atraxa decks on game nights this week. Number 3 is Myr Superion from New Phyrexia. This goes up 576 this week to 1095. That's a 111% increase. Another card getting a push due to the return of Myr in Phyrexia All B1. This is found in commander builds around Urtet Remnant and Memnarch 2. Number 2 is Myr Matrix of 708 this week to 29.99. That's a 31% increase. Solid Myr support card, and same story here. You see this in Urtet Remnant and Memnarch builds now in commander. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Skithiryx the Blight Dragon. The list copy is up 684 this week to 3626. That is a 23% increase. The Double Masters copy up 721 to 34.99. That's a 26% increase. And the Scars of Mirrodin copy is up 1608 to $42. That's a 62% increase. This does get play as a commander, but it's also in the 99 of many decks, including Atraxa Praetor's Voice again. It is a good upgrade to Corrupting Influence, and I have seen this in fresh builds around Ixel Scion of Atraxa from there, as well as Vishgraz the Doom Hive. And this was another card in that Ixel build on game nights. Plus, you do see this in some commander builds now around a card from the main set, Karumonix the Rat King. And on top of all that, this was mentioned on a Tolarian Community College video a few days ago as well. Overall, though, not surprising that the number 1 card this week is being moved because of Phyrexia All B1. Alright, that is going to do it for our top 10 hot cards this week. But remember to join us this weekend for our regular episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch, where we deep dive into everything that's happening in the secondary market. Until then, though, hey, stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.